Welcome back to the Possibility Storm. I'm your host, Lane, and I'm very hyped to present you our gameplay video of the week. The latest Magic the Gathering set in Modern Horizons 3 features power creep and push cards galore, and has been fully spoiled. So of course, being the habitual brewers that we all are, we dove headfirst into finding powerful commanders from the set to brew into cEDH decks to pit against each other in the arena. We had a couple of very fast games during the stream, so I've slammed two of them together here in this special cEDH doubleheader. Stay tuned. If you enjoy the content, consider supporting us over on Patreon at patreon.com/thepossibilitystorm. For as little as $1, you can help us keep the lights on. Tiers include Discord benefits, one-on-one deck building help, and even physical merch. Thank you to those who have already pledged, and thank you to everyone who drops a like, subscription, and comment here on the channel, as it all helps us grow. Now let's check out our commanders. Rev is first this time, and he's brewed up a list featuring the new version of Grist, which is cast from the command zone as a creature, but then can be flipped into a planeswalker more similar to his original form. Being a Golgari list, of course, this one plays with the graveyard, and when creatures are brought out from the graveyard, Grist can transform. His planeswalker form provides bodies to sacrifice, mill, removal, and mass recursion, so to speak. The deck otherwise relies on combos like Chain of Smog with Withered Broom, or Professor Onyx, or Hulk Piles. Next up is Kirk piloting arguably the best new commander from the set, Nadu, Winged Wisdom. This Simic pile provides all the usual ramp, card draw, and counterspell protection, but focuses on Nadu's ability to grant all creatures an effect that is fairly unique. It can trigger twice per turn, and if they are targeted by a spell or ability, you reveal the top card of your library, and lands go onto the field while anything else goes to hand. There are plenty of cheap equipments that can be moved around for free, and with cards like Scoot Swarm, this makes near infinite beaters very fast. Its strength lies in its resiliency as well, as redundant pieces mean trying again next turn is most likely even if he whiffs or gets stopped. I'm third, and I am playing one of the commanders from a precon, Satya, Aetherflux Genius. This Jeskai General is in good colors for commander agnostic combos like Breach Lines and Kitten Loops, but has a unique ability coming out of the zone. Satya has Menace and Haste and a solid body for only 4 mana, but each time it attacks we make a token copy of another non-token creature we control that is tapped and attacking, while also getting 2 energy counters. We aren't on much synergy there, but we can keep the token copies if we pay energy equal to their CMC, so we might be able to bank some for bigger value pieces later. Last but not least is Joey, who piloted different commanders each of these games. In Game 1, in C4, he is piloting the mono-red general Ashling, which is an interesting spell-slinging focused deck. This commander provides some additional value. His first spell cast triggers a Rummage effect, the second trigger causes a Pyroclasm effect, and then the third trigger provides 4 red mana. The goal of this list is to get whatever value it can, and aims to find the card Fury Storm that results in an infinite loop with the commander that kills the table. Dual caster combos as backup keeps the list consistent and lean. In Game 2, Joey pivots to C3 and is playing Eldamri, which is a mono-green creature combo deck that plays quite the package of big stompy creatures. The commander can cheat them in after some minimal conditions are met. From there, it looks to beat down the table, so it's slower, but steady. So there you have it. Let's see who takes the MH3 crown.
I'm going to draw for turn. Okay. I shotgun an Overgrown Tomb. Cast Mana Crypt. That for a Blood Artist. And I will pass the turn.
Tap, upkeep, and a draw. A basic island. Cast Soul Ring. That is good. I moved end step and pass.
I will draw Windswept Heath. I'd like to crack that. And I would like to get a Plateau. I will tap that for a Ragavan. If that's good, I'll pass.
I'll draw a card. I'm going to start off with a little Chrome Mox action, imprinting a Desperate Ritual. So Kenzen after that. I'll tap the Chrome Mox for a Mana Vault, tap it out for a One Ring.
Hold on a second. That's your third spell this turn, is it not?
Sure is. Yeah, you want to Mind Break Trap this?
I sure do.
Cast an LED. And then I'm going to cry.
And Mana Crypt trigger evens, no damage. I'll take 3. Draw for turn. Play a Mana Confluence. Shoot myself for 1 here. For a Witherbloom Apprentice. Okay, I'm passing turn.
Untap, keep, and draw. Basic Forest. Cast a Trinket Mage. Can find this new apparent cEDH All-Star called Shuko and cast it. Equipped creature. It's an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and it equips for 0. So I will equip it to Trinket Mage. Now it's a 3/2. If that's good, I will move to end step and pass the turn.
Shock in a Hollowed Fountain. I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to switch to a Riff.
I'll block with Blood Artist. I'll have you lose a life. Is Lane not gain a life?
I will play this Talisman. If that good, I pass.
Next turn, nope. And then I'll draw. Take 1 damage. I'm going to play the Sandstone Needle tapped. 2 depletion counters on it. Crack my LED for 3 red, discarding a Grim Monolith and a Kozilek Butcher of Truth.
Shuffles them all in.
Does shovel, yeah. And then I'm going to cast my commander with 1 more. I'll pass the turn.
I will move to my end taps and upkeep with Mana Crypt. I'm okay. Draw for turn. Dark Steel Citadel. Cast Chain of Acid targeting my Dark Steel Citadel.
Yep, haven't seen this in a hot minute.
I haven't seen it ever. What does it do?
Destroy target non-creature permanent. Then that permanent's controller may copy this spell and choose a new target. Dark Steel Citadel is indestructible, so I can target it over and over again with Wither Bloom to drain everybody for infinite life.
Cast Force of Will. I guess pitch a Spellseeker.
Put that in the bin.
We do lose a life to the Magecraft trigger on cast on that thing, right?
You do. Pay a green, taking a damage, and cast Grist. I will pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw, play Manamo, School at Water's Edge, cast the Nadu. I will attempt to equip Nadu with a Shuko. Trigger Nadu. Card is Misty Rainforest, so that'll go into play. Or I will target Trinket Mage with Shuko. It's the second trigger. The Scalding Tarn. Man, we're getting all the lands in play here at least. Nadu again, targeting it with Shuko. Feeling Waterlogged Grove. Good God.
I mean, he just ramped the fuck out.
And we've got this Colossal Sky Turtle. I'm going to crack a Scalding Tarn, losing a life. Island. Let's crack this Misty Rainforest, losing a life. We'll find Tropical Island. Trap in the Trap. I'm going to cast Transmute Artifact. Spellskite. Pay the 1 so it doesn't die. Now, I will equip Spellskite with Shuko. Reveal Sylvan Tutor to hand. Equip the Shuko to Nadu, and then equip it again to Spellskite. And reveal a Jeweled Lotus to hand. I will move Shuko back to Trinket Mage. That's it from me this turn. I moved end step and pass.
Alright, on your end step, I like to add a colorless and island cycle this Lorien revealed. I'll grab a volcanic, and then I will move to turn and I'll draw, and then I will play Volcanic Island as land return. I'm gonna pass.
Untap. Just gonna pass.
Yep. Untap. I have a Crypt Trigger. I'll take 3, and I'll draw for turn. Cast a Skull Clamp. Black and 1. Demonic Tutor. Spend another 1. Cast Chain of Smog, targeting myself.
So that's a Witherbloom Apprentice target trigger, so we lose a life to that, right?
I am going to first cast a Mystical Tutor. Would then like to go find... We'll grab Offer. Pay 2 and flash in a dress down.
I'm gonna respond there. Cast my last, this card that I just drew here. A Fury Storm. I'm gonna target the Chain of Smog.
Okay.
And then the top one will target the bottom target. So I'm gonna have 2, like a copy spell targeting a copy spell.
Got it. And then you have an Ashling trigger here.
What I can do here is obviously I have 2 Ashling triggers. First on the cast, and then I'm gonna be copying 2 spells. So like the bottom one is targeting Chain of Smog. Top one is targeting the bottom Fury Storm. What will happen is I'll obviously have the first one will go on top of these, like the first trigger, Magecraft trigger will go on top of these, and I'll rummage. I can't discard anything, but I'll draw. Then I'll let that top copy resolve. It's targeting a copy spell, so it will create another copy on the stack, and it will create a new trigger when it copies.
And then we lose 2 life for Ashling on that one, correct?
Right, you lose 2 life for Ashling on that one.
And 2 damage to all creatures, I think.
And 2 damage to all your creatures. And I'll discard and draw. So I'll discard, reverberate, and draw. Again, there's another copy spell target. Like, this is infinite. So I can rummage through my whole deck. And with the shuffler in there, I can basically cast instant speed rituals like Desperate Ritual, and use Lightning Bolt to kill all of you guys. Because I can cast the spell when it's in my hand, and then I don't need to discard on the next one. I'll just draw.
Yeah. I got nothing. We're just fucking dead unless anybody has anything. I will draw. We'll play Rejuvenating Springs. Cast Mana Crypt. Cast Heuristic Study. Alright, if that's good, I'm moving end step and passing.
Let's drop a turn. Is into Volcanic. And then I'm just passing.
Play this Disciple of Freyalise Flip, the Garden of Freyalise, so I'll lose 3 life. Yeah, I'll bolt it into play here. I'm gonna tap that for a Carpet of Flowers. Thanks for the island, Island.
You're welcome.
Heuristic?
Yeah, go ahead. You got it. I'm gonna get another green from Carpet in second main, and I'm gonna cast a Jiraga Tree Speaker.
Triggeristic.
Go ahead.
Draw for turn. I'm going to play an Ancient Tomb. I'm going to tap 2, lose 2. 2, pay 4 Chrome Mox. A Deathrite Shaman. And then I'll tap that for a green to pay the Ristic tax for an Allosaur Shepherd. I'll
Sorry,
pass to
boys.
Untap. Let's go roll for crypt. We're gonna go odds are always damage for me. I rolled a 5, so that is damage. Yay. And go to draw. Ox, Amber, Island. We shall cast Nadu. Nadu, and the colorless floating in this for a green cast Spring, Heart, Nantuko. That's good. I moved end step and pass.
Move my turn and draw. A City of Brass. Ding myself for 1. Cast a talisman. You can draw.
Heuristic. Yeah.
I will pass.
Untap and yoink a card. I'll trigger carpet in the first main. I'll get a green. Play a War Room as my land for turn. And I'm going to use the War Room and the floating green to level up my Tree Speaker. Taps for 2 green, baby. Tap this guy for 2. Play a Finhorn. I'll let you draw off that one. I'll float a mana. Cast a Green Sun. I'll pay for this one. X is 0. I'll get Triad but this will shuffle back in. And that's it.
Untap, upkeep, nothing, draw. Let's play an Overgrown Tomb and shock myself for 2. Pay 2 life for a Birthing Pod. You can draw. I will tap 1 and pay 2 more life and activate Birthing Pod. Sacrificing the Allosaur Shepherd. Find an Orcish Bowmasters.
Just move this to the grave.
Yep, go ahead. And I will pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep, and they'll draw a card. Oh, I gotta roll for crypt. I'm a dirty cheater. Take 3. Cast a Lotus Cobra, having 1 colorless floating. Play a Windswept Heath. Trigger Lotus Cobra. Float a blue. Lose a life. Hit a forest. Float another blue, I guess. I would like to cast a Flesh Duplicate. I will have it enter as an Orcish Bowmaster and shoot your Bowmaster there, Rev.
I got no say against it.
Probably.
And then I will cast a Sylvan Tutor.
I'll miss that up.
Oh yeah, Heuristic Study trigger.
I'll pay.
Turn, move to combat. I'm gonna go 3 at Joey because I think he's the furthest ahead besides myself now. I have nothing else to do, so I will move to end step and pass.
Untap and draw. Mox Diamond pitching Hollow Fountain.
And I will draw.
Yes, you will draw. Tap out, taking a damage, paying for Ristic for my own Ristic. I've passed. Go ahead, Joey.
Tap. Draw a card. I'll make a green at the beginning of my first main phase, I guess, with carpet. I guess I'll pay for Ristic, and I'll use the with 4 room, and I'll use the floating colorless to cast Crop Rot, sacking War Room.
Which Ristic are you paying for?
Yours. But yeah, I'll go search a guy's cradle up. Yeah, then I'm gonna tap for 3, and I'm gonna cast Eladamri.
Heuristic Study triggers.
I'm gonna pay for Islane's. You can draw that one. I'm gonna cast this Sylvan Safekeeper, and I'll pay for Islane's. I'll pass the turn.
Upkeep, draw. Play Swamp. I guess I'll pay 1 for Grist.
Trigger Heuristics.
I will pay for both and take 2 damage. And I will pass.
Untap. Upkeep. Roll for, let's see, we'll remove a counter. And we'll roll for crypt. Gods are still punishing us, losing 3. And go to draw step. Mishra's Factory. Trigger this for a blue mana. 1 colorless to cast Shuko.
Ristic.
Use my colorless to pay for it. Well, I will attempt to equip Shuko to Orcish Army. Trigger Nadu. A Verdant Catacombs to the battlefield. Yay.
You have a Lotus Cover trigger.
Oh, yep. Float a blue mana. Do it again. Flooded Strand. There's another blue mana floating. Attempt to equip Shuko to Flesh Duplicate. Flusterstorm to hand. And do it again. The One Ring to hand. Target Lotus Cobra. Do it twice. Scalding Tarn, which will be a blue. And then Lightning Greaves to hand. Nadu himself twice. Phyrexian Walker to hand. Bottle of Mixture to hand. Cast Phyrexian Paul Walker. Haha.
Ristic.
I will use this blue mana that's floating, one of my 3, to pay for Ristic. Equip Phyrexian Walker with Shuko twice. Command Tower at a green this time. Tireless Provisioner to hand. Use all my floating mana. Cast a Tireless Provisioner.
Ristic.
Pay for it. Shuko, the Tireless Provisioner. We're going to do that twice. First one is Legolas's Quick Reflexes. The second one is a land. So I will trigger to make a treasure and a blue mana.
I love it.
Let's go with...
I love this game. I hate how much I've sat and watched players and decks like this throughout the years, but I do still love this game.
Activate Mishra's Factory into a creature. Shuko it once. Wheel Worldly Tutor. Ooh, I have another Shuko trigger I can use, so I will cast Worldly Tutor
Ristic.
I'll use the blue floating to pay for Ristic. And then the second equip of Shuko to the Mistress Factory, I will reveal Scoot Swarm. Where'd that come from? Weird.
Oh my god, crazy. Play
Cast
it.
Scoot
Pay for
Swarm.
Ristic.
Pay for Ristic. Equip Scoot Swarm with Shuko. First one is the Phyrexian Metamorph to hand. Second one is Birds of Paradise to hand. Crack, Flooded Strand, lose a life. Trigger to add a second treasure, and trigger to make a copy of Scoot Swarm. Okay, well, we'll crack this one and lose a life. Search for an island. So make a treasure, make 2 more Scoot Swarms, float a
Yeah,
green.
I don't see how this doesn't
Four,
just
five,
win you the game.
I had
but
5
it
mana,
is-
5 lands. in my hand
Unfortunately, it's
before.
kind of non-deterministic, but like as you do this, you're just going to make an army. Although you don't have haste.
Move a Shuko to this Scoot Swarm. I'm gonna add a counter just so I can keep track of that twice. First one's Ornithopter to hand. Second one's City of Brass, which will come into play. I'll make a green mana. I'll make another treasure, and I will make now 1, 2, 3, 4 new Scoot Swarms, going up to 6. You guys really want me to keep going?
I mean, it's
Not really.
Oh no.
you just explain what you're going to do.
So at this
to
point,
it.
I have 6, which is 12, at least 13 more triggers. If I keep hitting lands, then it exponentially makes a whole crap ton more Scoot Swarms. Eventually, I will flip into Gaia's Cradle, and I have 2 ways to go crazy from there. I can most likely produce enough mana to kill everyone with a Walking Ballista and cast the
Yep.
Finale of Devastation both and go
Yep.
infinite to kill you guys. Displacer Kitten, if I cast that, I could also cast anything that's non-creature to blink Nadu, and then that would reset all of these back to 0 triggers, so they all get a new 2 triggers. It's
That's
done.
gross. That's
It's
gross,
done.
man.